Kwekwe Kinawayak, Patsy Turner and Dishnakas, Makominising Dunjaba, Migazin Dodem, Kinoma Gekwen Dao, LMLC Don Mikomo. Good evening. My name is Patsy Turner. I live here on Bear Island, and my family is from the Eagle Clan. And I am a teacher, and I work at the Laura Mackenzie Learning Center here on Bear Island. Miigwech Gibajayik Homa Debikkan, Gitchmin Wendam Wabminak. Thank you all for coming here tonight, and I'm happy to see all of you. I just wanted to start with a little explanation of the Temagami First Nation Anishinaabemowin Sagaswe Idawin, which is the Temiagama Ojibwe Anishinaabemowin Language Commission. And just to let you know, the commission was convened several years ago with a community vote, and the council was directed by the community to take up the task of revitalizing and working to preserve language. With the newest council elected last July, our new members have been working since last fall on harmonizing some language efforts for TFN. But we also want to get out into the community and bring people together like we are tonight to practice and hear some language. So we haven't done much of that. And that's why, you know, we want to get out there and start doing this, even if it's on Zoom. We're starting to get out a little bit more and keep language on people's agendas. As a commission, one of the main things we try to do is promote the value of language, the value of Anishinaabe. And I always say, if you value language, it means you use it. Several years ago, when I would visit Mary Cat to help with some language, I asked her to help me come up with a Anishinaabe phrase for use it or lose it for Anishinaabe. And it was Objeton Min Jiu Nito Swan Anishinaabe. So use your language or use your language. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And John is sitting here beside me, and that's kind of how we approach things in our family and in some of the work that we do. We value language, and as best as we can, because we forget sometimes, but if we value it, then we try our best to use it. And let's move forward with that in mind. If we value it, we use it. So I hope you kind of like the subtle joke in my title of tonight's agenda here, moving beyond Kwekwe and Miigwech, because we're really good at saying Kwekwe and Miigwech. Geez, and which is great. Let's use that. And, you know, I challenge all of you tonight to take one word from our session or two words or whatever you're comfortable with and squeeze that in there with Kwekwe and Miigwech so that you're starting to expand your use. If you're not already doing it, squeeze in one or two more new words tomorrow when you're talking with people and, you know, using language. That being said, Maj Tada, let's get started. I've asked Heidi if she could post a Thanksgiving. And this Thanksgiving is interesting in that Bill Twain used to share this with people and probably at different meetings and sessions and things. So Joanne Vachon had learned it from Bill Twain, and she came to John and I a number of years ago wanting to share this prayer with us, or this Thanksgiving, so that we could teach the kids at the school. And so it's thanks to Joanne that John and I learned this. And she couldn't remember all of it at the ending. So we've taken an ending of another prayer or another Thanksgiving that has to do with needing, you know, recognizing the help we need to learn language and to live a good life. So we've added those couple of lines at the end, but You're on mute, but feel free to say it along with me. Maybe you know this Thanksgiving already, and if you don't, then tonight's the night you get to start to learn it. Chimigwech, Gaje Minadu, Gauja Tuch, Daki Minan, Ke Kinage Gon, Ga Ejnagok Homa Kimkan, Mitigok, Zagihagen, Zibing, Gigonsak, Beneshi Sak, Weseya, Gitigos, Nshkiki, Minadoshansak, Minawach, and Ishnabek. We Dokwiong, Wewene, Dashkito Yang, we and Nishnabem Yang. Miigwech gi mijiyang iu sabamadzawin. So that's what was shared with us. And, you might recognize some of the words in there that you already are familiar with, but I'll just go over because at the bottom, there's the English translation. So at the beginning, we're starting by thanking the creator for Daki Minan, everything that he made or she made, everything here on earth. The trees, the lake, river, fish, birds, animals, plants, medicine, bugs, and the Anishinaabe people. And then we asked to help to carefully learn Anishinaabe language. And then the very last line is, thank you for giving us a good life. So I'm just going to, before we move on from the Thanksgiving, I'm going to ask some of you, and feel free just to unmute yourself to just comment if you are familiar with any of the words in the top part of the Thanksgiving. Are there some words that you're familiar with? If somebody doesn't mind to unmute themselves and maybe just comment, maybe they're familiar with the Thanksgiving that I read, or one or two words. I'm gonna say Tashina. Tashina, can you unmute and just comment if you recognize some of the words in there?
Mitiguk, tree, Gigusag,
Yeah.
fish, Benesisag, bird, Mishkiki, medicine,
Yeah.
Anishinabeg, our people.
Yeah.
That's about
Very
it.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? I see Caitlin, Robert, Sherry, Stephanie, Gail, Terry. Anybody want to, or Heidi and Sean, anybody want to comment on any words they might recognize already?
I recognize Miigwech.
That's Johnny recognizes Miigwech. Very good. Okay, well, I don't want to put any. Oh, Caitlin, did you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, okay. I recognize Zibing River.
Yeah.
Gigungsug, fish, Beneshisug, birds. Yeah.
Good.
A few.
It's nice.
I'm a little rusty, but I recognize a few.
It's good. It's nice when we listen to language and we could pick up one or two words that we've heard before and be familiar with it. So it's good to be reminded of what some of those words are. Miigwech, Heidi, we'll move on. We'll go back to the agenda. Oh, Gail, did you want to say something?
Yep, just that I don't know, for fish, like I was always taught it was koogoose, kingoose, keegoose, yeah,
Keegoose.
yeah, kingoose, yeah, there we go.
Sure,
so
yeah.
It's just a little bit of different pronunciation, and Mishkiki, for Mishkiki, Dakimanon, means our land, and all those type of things. There is some things that I do recognize. I just have to say that language didn't come to us in our generation because our elders believed that if they spoke like the language not to us, then they know what they were saying, but we wouldn't know what they were saying. So there was a reason as to why it was kind of missed and lost. Yep, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be here tonight.
Thanks, Miigwech, for sharing that, Gail. And Heidi, when you're ready, we'll move on back to our agenda then. That's okay if you're on the phone.
Sorry, I'm multitasking. What was the question?
No, that's okay. That's all right. And you're getting your son's dessert, so.
No,
another TFN
getting
meeting.
ready for tonight's meeting with the women.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm sorry, I missed what your question was. You want me to
go back to our agenda? Yeah. So what we're going to continue with the agenda is words about ourselves. And some of you might be more familiar than others, which is fine. But I always think in our community, I'm not going to go around introducing myself to everybody because everybody knows already who I am and what I do. But what I do like to do is introduce myself in the language when I'm going to a meeting or if I'm going to a circle or a ceremony. In fact, tonight I'm joining Virginia McKenzie's session and she asked me to share a prayer. So I'll introduce myself in the language. So that's the first thing I wanted to start with tonight is talking about ourselves and what would our introduction be. And if you have Anishinaabe Noswin, if you know your Anishinaabe name, then all the better that we hear it. Like, let's hear it, share it, use it, value it, and feel free to put that in there. It's a nice, it would be a really nice thing to learn about you if we know, if you have Anishinaabe Noswin and we get to learn it. So we're going to start with a brief introduction here. And then we're going to go to some of you to share your introduction, give you a chance to practice saying it. So I've already shared mine, so I'm going to go to John to do the example. If you can share the introduction there.
But it starts with Kwe Kwe.
We know Kwe Kwe.
Kwe Kwe, Patsy Indigenous. Oh, sorry. John Indigenous. My name is John Indigenous. I could say Mitiganabe, Anishinaabe Noswin, Mitiganabe. Mkumanising and Dunji. You could say Mkumanising and Dunji. Dunjaba. Migizeka. Mang Dodam.
Ka. Atik.
Mang.
Oh.
I go with my grandmother's idea. My aunts always said you're loon. So
Oh,
I said,
okay.
okay, Mang Dodam.
Oh, okay.
What's next? Oh,
That was it. That was just a brief introduction to practice.
okay.
Okay, you can say something else if you wanted.
In Dayanij Dan Sak, I have two girls. You hear that sug on the end, that's plural. So if you say kigus is one fish, kigusak is a bunch of fish. Okay.
Okay. Miigwech. Okay, so we're gonna go to Sean. He thinks this is so funny, so we're gonna go to Sean and put him on the spot. So Gintam, Sean.
Okay, Sean Nadishkas.
Nikas, yeah.
Nikas. But okay, so I asked John this many years ago for a translation, and I did get a rough translation of it, but I can't recall. But it's so my name is Sean Seville, but my name given to me was Circling White Eagle Man, and I was just wondering if you guys could maybe help me translate or with a translation to that. Like Nadishnakas, Circling White Eagle Man.
Okay.
Circling. How
about he leaves that with us?
But we'll consult with some others.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Cool.
Okay, and Gadayan Dodem, do you have a clan?
Well, that's so I think it's Loon. I wasn't sure if that's right or not. Maybe John might be able to highlight that more.
Yeah, John.
Would that be right?
Yeah, you have Loon ancestors.
I don't.
Caribou.
What would Grams be? Katie.
What's the name use? Oh, well, she would go by Loon Mang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Mong. So you'd say Mong Dodem?
Mong Dodem.
Mong is the loon, eh?
Okay. So I say Miko. Oh no. Migizi. Oh yeah, Miko Minisin
Unjaba.
Unjaba from Bear Island. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just say Magizi Nodum.
Now, that's where you would say
Mang.
Hmong.
Oh, Mang. Okay, Mang.
Yeah,
Mang
Dodem.
Dodum. Dodum.
excellent. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. A little rough. A little rusty.
yeah, that's good though.
Yeah.
That's good that you're saying it. Okay,
Nistotan.
Gintam, Heidi.
But I did it at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
you-
one more time. One more time.
Okay, Heidi Jobson and Dishnakaz, Red Lake, Dunjaba. Oh, where's my note?
Jishigwe.
Jishigwe.
Jishigwe, yeah, Jishigwe, Dodum.
Miigwech.
Miigwech.
Terry. Okay, Miigwech. Terry, did you want to turn or?
Sure, I'll take a turn. So Terry Ninjakas, Ninjas, Terry Ninjakas,
Indigenous.
Indignakas. Okay, Terry Indignakas. Miko Meninsing Woodstock.
Oh, yeah. So you would say Woodstock and Donjaba.
Oh, Woodstock Nonjaba. Nonjaba is the I am from.
Yeah, that's the
Part-
sorry. I didn't
Okay,
get that
so
here.
Woodstock Nunjaba. Okay.
Yeah. And then if you know your clan.
So I'm Porcupine Clan.
So that's Cog or Gog. Cog,
Cog.
Dodem.
Cog Dodem.
Dodem. There you go. Yep. So you would take out the migas there. I should have left them blank, but I didn't. But that's great. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Gintam Gail. Oh, you're on.
Okay,
Okay.
yep. Oh, here we go. You are muted. Okay, can you
Thank-
hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, Indishnakas, my name is Gail Cat Carlson. Gail Nindishnakas.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Nakumanising Noon Jaba.
Yep.
I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
So you could say Thunder Bay Dunjaba.
Oh, Thunder Bay, Doom Jaba. Okay. And then, what about Nodum?
Do you
Nodum.
know your clan?
Yeah, well, my dad's side, I believe, is Kingfisher. Kingfisher
Okay.
Nodum.
So yeah, or Ogushmanzi. Ogushmanzi. Yeah, Dodem.
Ogushmanzi. Okay.
Dodem.
Oh, yes, there's, okay, I see that. Ogushmanzi, across from Kingfisher. Okay,
Mhm.
Ogushmanzi, Nodum.
Miigwech, Gail. Stephanie Gintam.
Stephanie and Disnikaz, Makoma Nissing and Dunjaba, Mang and Dudam.
Miigwech. Caitlin.
Kwekwe, Caitlin Morrison, Indigenous, Torontoing and Dunjaba. But I'm now living in Sault Ste. Marie. Manga Dodem.
Miigwech. Nice to see you. Gitchman Wendam Wabana. Sherry Gintam.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay. So Sherry Ndijnakas, Wabigan is my Anishinaabe name, and I
Mhm.
probably don't have the proper pronunciation of that, but it's blossom
Mhm.
or little flower, little bud. New Brunswick in Ndoonjaba, and Mang, and I can't see the bottom one for rattlesnake, but Mang and whatever rattlesnake is in Dodom.
Yeah.
Zizishkwe?
Yeah, Jishigwe.
Zishigwe.
Miigwech, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Robert Gintam.
Robert Indijnica, Barry Indujaba, Mang and Dodum.
Miigwech, nice to meet you.
Which, nice to meet you.
Tashina Gimtum.
Kwekwe, Tashina Paul, Nindijnakas, Makomanising, Nindunjiba, Ogashmansi, Nindodem.
Miigwech. Okay, excuse me, that was excellent. So Heidi, thanks for moving the agenda up a little bit. The next part that I noted were just some of the clans, and if you can see where I'm sitting, right behind me is the Temiagama Anishinaabe flag, and on that flag are these animals that I have listed here: the kingfisher, loon, beaver, caribou, rattlesnake, and porcupine, to represent the clans. And beside it, I have each of the Anishinaabe Kidwinan, all the words. So I'm just going to go over that. And what I'd like you to do at home, and feel free to stay muted or feel free to unmute yourself, is to repeat it after me, just to have the practice with the pronunciation. So on the flag, there's a kingfisher, Ogashmansi. Ogashmansi. The loon is Mong. Mong. Beaver is Amik. Amik. The caribou, Atik. Some people would say a dick. Some people say a tick. At school, we say a tick for obvious reasons there. The rattlesnake, Jishigwe. Jishigwe. And the porcupine, I'd say it cog. John would say gog.
No, I say cog.
Oh, he says cog. Some people say gog. So I say cog or gog. You can say it either way, depending how you might have learned it or who you've heard say it before. So any questions about the Dodemwuk? Dodemwuk are my clans, or Dodemwuk is clans. Okay, so we'll move up. And in 2 weeks, when we come back together for another session, we'll go over this again and have another chance to do our introductions. Okay, so we're going to move up. We're going to move on. And when I was preparing, I thought to myself, and I asked a couple of people, what are some, oh, I see Sherry has her hand up. Sherry?
Yeah, I just had a quick question, because I find I'll forget. So is there anywhere that these are like written, like the actual spelling, and then beside it in brackets, like sounds like the spelling of what how it actually is pronounced?
Yeah. On my agenda, I didn't do that, but you know what? For if it's all right, I'll add that to it, and then I'll ask Heidi to share it, because I know she's sharing everything on the site.
That would be excellent.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because pronunciation can be tricky if you're really not sure.
Right.
The sounds of the letters here. So, okay, we can do that.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. So one of the first things that's very common, you see anybody walking down the road, you're going to say kwe kwe, and how you doing? How's it going? Whether you want a real answer or not, you're asking, how's it going? So first, the question is, Andi Eja Bamadzian. Andi Eja Bamadzian, how are you living? So if I saw Mary Cat years ago when we'd cross paths, I'd say Andi Eja Bamadzian, and then she'd answer, and then she'd ask me back. And the most common phrase, which in English we would say, is I'm good, I'm fine. And in Anishinaabemowin, it's Mino Madis, I'm living well. That's your most common phrase, aside from getting into everything of how you really feel about everything. So Andi Eja Bamadzian, Mino Madis. Andi Eja Bamadzian, that's your question. Mino Madis. Now I added a couple of others, and I could have made the list longer, but I find sometimes it can be a little overwhelming with too much vocabulary. So I picked a couple of other very common ones. Nuiwi Sin. So I could ask Andi Eja Bamadzian, Nuiwi Sin. So how are you living? Oh, I want to eat. So like we're asking, I'm hungry, or you're saying you're hungry. Or Andi Eja Bamadzian, Nui Naba, I want to sleep. Or it could mean that you're tired, or however, you know. So so there's 3 common answers to the question, like, how are you doing? So I'm going to go to each of you. And thank you, Heidi, for keeping that up on the screen. So I'm going to start with Sherry. I'll ask the question. Andi Eja Bamadzian. Now, if you're not sure how to pronounce it, just say it in English, and then we'll go over it in Anishinaabe.
Okay.
Okay, Sherry, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Namino Bamadis?
Yeah. Miigwech. We're going to go to Terry. Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Mino Madis.
Miigwech. Okay. Gail, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Mino Bimadis.
Miigwech. Sean, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Wee Zin.
Okay. Stephanie, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Mino Bimadis.
Caitlin, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Nui Wisan.
Robert, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Mino Bamadis.
Miigwech. And Tashina, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Nimino Bimadis.
Great. I think I got everybody. Heidi, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Namino Bamades.
Gindash, Andi Eja Bamadzian.
Mino Madis.
Ninga, me too. Okay, so and then we'll move on. Another common phrase that everyone's talking about is the weather. So another question that's a common phrase is Andi Eja we Bakwajing. What is it like outside? Or it can be like, what's going on outside? Andi Eja we Bakwajing. Andi Eja we Bakwajing. What's it like outside? Well, again, I picked some common answers. Minogishgat. Minogishgat, it's a nice day. Minogishgat. Gmewan. Gmewan is it is raining. Gmewan. And Zokpun. Zokpun, it is snowing. So we'll go, I'm going to ask each of you the question, Andi Eja we Bakwajing, and then you can pick one of the answers as best you can. So we'll go to Tashina first. Tashina, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijigat.
Robert, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijgad.
Sherry, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijgad.
Mino Gijgat. Caitlin, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Give me one.
Stephanie, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijgad.
Gail, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Gamiwin.
Terry, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijgag.
Mino Gishgat. Miigwech. Heidi, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gishgad.
Miigwech. Sean, Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Mino Gijigat.
Andi Eja we Bakwajing.
Sometimes you'll hear Mino Gijigan.
Yeah, that's right. Minogishgan. Instead of Minogishgat, some people might say Minogishgan, depending how they learned it and how they learned the language. And okay, very good. So Heidi, I know you have to leave soon, but we're getting to my video in a few minutes. Now, I wanted to pick some interesting words, other common words that we often use. And I went I don't have the book in front of me, but I went to a resource book that John had assembled and put together about 10 years ago. And I picked out some good common words in there that we can use these almost every day. So if we want to say ouch or we hurt ourselves, ayo. Ayo. And then and you'll probably recognize people saying some of these words from if you've had some experience around speakers. And if you have an expression of oh boy or surprise, way some done. Or you might say it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
John?
Way some done.
Way some done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then to get someone's attention, howsa, howsa. But if you want, and Lucille McKenzie, when she was teaching, she'd always be saying this to the kids. She'd be saying, howsa, howsa wee butch. She's telling the kids all the time, like to hurry up, like to get outside. Howsa wee butch. And then another great one is help me. You know, whether you're talking to your kids or talking to your spouse or talking to somebody else in the house, we dok wishin. We dok wishin. So I'm gonna go to each of you and pick one or two of the words and just give it a try. And we'll start with Tashina. Can you pick one or two of those words and practice a couple of them?
We dok wishin.
Uh-huh. Miigwech, Robert Gintam.
Way some done.
Miigwech, Sherry.
I like hurry up. I'm going to use that with my kids. So how's so we badge?
Yeah,
that how you
how's
say it?
the Miigwech? That's a good
How's
one.
so we
Yeah.
badge? Hurry up.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Yeah. Very good. And Caitlin?
Ayo.
Good one. You stub your toe or something. Stephanie Gintam.
How's the wee batch?
Good.
Heard a lot from Lucille. It's
Oh yeah,
true.
you remember. Yeah. Gail.
Howsa wee butch.
Uh-huh. And Terry.
I love the Hausa Weebutch.
Okay.
But also Ayo, I hadn't heard that phrase since I was a child because we heard it often when we were kids. And my
Did you?
dad would say it a lot. But my sister was here a couple weeks ago visiting and telling us a story, and she said that in the story it was Ayo. And I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't heard this in forever.
Good. Nice that we brought it up then tonight.
Yes, yes.
And Heidi.
Way some done.
Good. Right on. And Sean.
I always would hear this on the construction site from John, way Sam Dan or house a wee bit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Way Sam. And Gintam.
We do question.
Midokashin. Okay. We're going to move on. I know Heidi has to leave in a few minutes. So I just want to say a little something here. What usually when I'm teaching, I do a Zoom for the daycare, the Tili Masabi Family Center. Every now and then we do language on Zoom. And I always include music and song, drumming. It's another way of feeling language, recognizing language, hearing language, singing language. So I've asked Heidi to share Tyler Paul singing a song, but I just wanted to speak briefly to it. I want to share a song that Tyler sang and recorded on Facebook when he heard about the bodies of the children being found at the residential schools. And we all know it's as heartbreaking as it is, and we feel it, and we want to do something to help. We want to do something to feel better. And I wanted to suggest this is that the one thing we can do is we can use our language. We can use it in our homes. We can use it in our daily lives, because if we value it, we use it. And we are still here, and the language is still here. And the attempts that brought those children to those situations didn't fully work. We are here. We are still valuing and trying to learn and keep our language. And the song that he's going to sing is about how he felt and about valuing the drum, the culture and language. So it's about 12 minutes. So you feel free to leave if you need to leave. And then after the video, we'll wrap up for the evening. So Heidi, if you're able to share it, thank you.
Miigwech to you, Patsy. I love these language lessons.
Good, thank you for saying that.
Boys doing downbeats, hop, and it just makes you feel good. And so I say miigwech to people that responded to my other video. Just I wanted to share a few songs because I know it was helping me. So I hope it helped you guys a little bit, and I'll share a couple more songs. But it's important to, even in this hard time, I guess, to remember to do things for yourself. If you enjoy singing, sing. If you enjoy dancing, dance. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing, make sure you take that time for yourself, even in these hard times, to make yourself feel a little bit better. One of my things is singing and dancing, powwows, so I'll sing a few songs and share that with you guys. But don't forget about yourself. That's important. And yeah, today's a lot of mixed emotions, so hopefully a few people feel better. So, if you're a singer out there, I encourage you to sing. You don't have to.
Patsy, are you trying to say something?
I was just gonna say you could end it there if, yeah, we'll move on, but thank you, Heidi. I know you have to go and help with the other program, or I'll see you there in a few minutes.
Okay, miigwech again.